And that brings me to my next video. Welcome to a long overdue episode of XP Overland. I say long overdue because it has been months since I released a video. Many months, 6 months at least. And during that time, I have purchased a rooftop tent. I got this tent on Black Friday from Freespirit Recreation, and this is the Freespirit Recreation Evolution. Today's video, I want to talk about the 5 things that I love about this rooftop tent. In a separate video, I'm going to talk about the 5 things that I hate about this rooftop tent. Let's take a look at the things that I love about this rooftop tent. First of all, this tent has quilted sidewalls, so it's a tri-layer design. There's an exterior, a quilted insulation, and then an interior, so it's 3 layers. And what I like about that is in wintertime, the tent is nice and warm. I camped as low as 20 degrees in it this past winter, and I will be posting a video soon. And I'm not sure if it was really that cold in that video. I've got a couple of videos that I've shot but haven't released yet, but those are coming soon. I just got super busy, but anyway, I'm going to keep this short. So the quilted sidewalls means that this tent stays pretty warm. I used a diesel tent heater that I piped in through one of the end windows towards my feet. Actually, I sleep. I'm kind of on an incline, and I haven't leveled the tent, so it kind of looks like it's going downhill here, which it is. But I sleep at this end, and then I had the diesel heater coming in through the window on the foot end, and it kept it nice and warm. On the lowest setting, it stayed 68 degrees all night long in there, so it's nice and comfortable for me to sleep in the winter. So I love those quilted sidewalls. The other thing that I like about them is, since it is thicker, it does stay darker in there. So if you go to bed and you sleep, sun comes up. Ordinarily, when I'm camping in a ground tent, as soon as the sun starts peeking up and the sky starts brightening up, I wake up just because it's getting bright outside. With this tent, it's super dark, and I slept as late as 9:30 a.m. Without even realizing it was morning yet. So you can get a good night's sleep if you're camping in the summertime in Alaska or somewhere far enough north that it's daylight almost all night. You'll really appreciate those quilted sidewalls and how thick and dark this tent is. It is an aluminum hardshell tent, so the top is aluminum, so no sunlight gets through that, of course, but the quilted sidewalls makes it nice and dark. So the second thing that I love about this tent is the mattress. So I see a lot of people online commenting about swapping out their rooftop tent mattresses for something more comfortable. I really don't have any other experience besides this one, and it feels a bit firm. Like if you get inside and sit on it, lay down on it, it feels firm, but I had no trouble sleeping. I often have a hard time sleeping when I'm camping, especially on an air mattress. It's just hard for me to get comfortable. I slept really well in this tent, so I'm guessing that some of that has to do with how comfortable the mattress is. Now, this tent does not have a hard bottom. It has aluminum slats, and then it has a thick foam for the bottom, and that honestly, that adds just a little extra bit of cushioning, so it's not just a hard surface that the mattress is on. And that's supposed to help with condensation. Again, this is my only experience with a rooftop tent, so I don't know how bad others actually condensate, but this one didn't at all whenever I camped in it in the winter time. But the mattress is nice and comfortable. The other thing that I love about it is I usually carry some sort of an air mattress, whether it's a single backpacking mattress to go on a cot on the ground, or it's a double wide air mattress for my wife and I. And that takes up space, especially the double wide, takes up a lot of space and time to inflate the mattress, and then especially to deflate the mattress and get it back in its bag. With this mattress always being at the ready, you're in bed in moments, especially if you use a sleeping bag. I don't have a sleeping bag in there right now, but I don't have to make a bed. I literally just open up the tent, crawl into my sleeping bag, and go to sleep. So I love this mattress and having this mattress. Which also brings me to, it's always ready to go. The number 3 thing that I love about it, I did have it on my Subaru, which you'll see that in another video coming soon, but I transferred it to this trailer, and I'll talk about that in another video, but it's always ready to go. So I hook up and I go. I don't have to go pull the mattress out of a tub, put it in my vehicle. I don't have to make sure I have a way to inflate the mattress. I don't have to worry about my sleeping bag, because I normally keep the sleeping bag in the tent. This tent has just enough space in the ceiling, so whenever it closes down, you can put a sleeping bag in there. I keep a double bag in there, and it's a little bit too big, but it still fits. So depending on how big and thick your sleeping bag is, of course, but I keep my sleeping bag in there so I don't have to worry about getting the sleeping bag out or storing it or transporting it. It's ready to go. So I hook on or drive out, open up the tent, and I'm ready to sleep. I just throw my pillow in and I'm good to go. So it is always ready to go. I don't have to go to the shed, pull out the tent, get all my other stuff and load it up. I can just hook up and drive off and it's ready. Number 4, it is fast to deploy and take down. As you saw there, it took like 30 seconds. I didn't time it, but I can always go back and throw a timer on. But it's about 37 to 45 seconds to set up, even with getting the ladder out, and it takes only slightly longer to put away. And last but not least is build quality. This tent is really built well. I've read tons of reviews online, and people complain about stitching and loose parts and parts not fitting together well. And these tents are really expensive, so I expect it to be built well. This is not a Chinese knockoff of another brand or anything. Freespirit, from what I understand, have complete control over their design and manufacturing process. They are made in China, I believe, but they have complete control over their design and manufacturing. So the build quality is superb. Again, this is my only rooftop tent, so I don't have any hard comparisons between other tents that I've owned. But just watching reviews, people have talked about crooked stitching or, flappy sidewalls and stuff. This is really taut. It doesn't flap around in the wind. I've camped out in it in 25-mile-an-hour winds or so, and I did not have any issues with it flapping around and disturbing me. It's quiet because of the quilted design, so it's not flapping around. but every part on it seems to be really well built. I haven't found a flaw at all in any of the stitching, the fabric, anything at all. It is all very, very well made. And because of the design, it's a hard shell tent, top and bottom with this frame. The tent connects inside on these little, they're like sailcloth slots, but they slide into those spots. And so you can, if you get a tear or somehow damage your tent, you can replace the tent fabric without having to replace the entire tent. So that is a huge plus for me. I'm really careful with my stuff, so it's not like I'm abusing it or anything, but just to know that, you know, when you drop $3,800 on a tent, if it tears, it's not just trash. So I think I'd have to look and see. I'll put the price down here somewhere if I can find it or remember to do so. But it's less than $1,000 to get a brand new tent to go inside this. And so those are the 5 things that I love about this tent.